Overtime!
So I feel like I've made this video a couple of times already, and I sort of have, but it's different every time, so bear with me a little bit. I picked up a couple more project cabinets, and I know, I've said it, you've said it, I don't need any more games. I've got a garage full of project arcade cabinets awaiting restoration right now in various states of disrepair, and I definitely don't need any more. But I'm also a sucker for a great deal. When something comes along that I can't pass up, well, I can't pass it up. And so let me tell you the story. So this is another deal that I got through my buddy Mark. So Mark, as you know, you may have heard me mention Mark before. Mark and his lovely wife, Danny, they run Back to the Media in Winchester, Virginia, not too far away from me. This is a record store and video games and comics. They sell all kinds of awesome stuff. You should definitely check them out if you're ever in the area. Mark and Danny are also building an arcade in their back room that's coming soon. They bought like 40, 50 games at this point, pinballs and everything that they're going to put in there. And I've actually been helping them fix some of those games a little bit. You know, so Mark and Danny have been buying tons and tons and tons of games, and they've got ads in different places because it's not enough for them to just sit back and wait for listings to pop up on Clove or Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or whatever. They have to proactively find, you know, people willing to sell games. So they've got ads in various places, and, you know, they've bought a ton of games through people reaching out to them, responding to these ads and saying, hey, I've got something in my basement I'd be willing to sell. And I've benefited multiple times from games that, you know, were made available to Mark that they didn't want, and Mark has sent them my way. I got my Carnival that way. I got my my Depth Charge out in the garage that way, and I got 2 more games that way too. So a while back, I guess the seller has been trying to get rid of these games for a while, and they keep pinging Mark. Mark, I guess, wasn't super interested in these. He sent me these pictures, and I didn't take a really super close look, you know, until Mark really, you know, I kind of like, oh yeah, you know, I think it's, you know, worth what they're asking for, certainly. You know, did they forget a 0? You know, Mark eventually was like, hey, I think I'm going to pass. Do you want them? And then I took an even closer look, and I'll show you pictures here to start. So this first picture right here, you know, first thing I see, hey, this is a Sega OutRun Mini, you know, cabaret version of OutRun. I've already got one of those, right? Mine, you know, seemingly is a little bit better shape than this, right? The control panel here has been replaced. The pedals don't look right. You know, the sides have been, you know, something done to them. But, you know, okay. And this other picture here, you know, you sort of saw it in the corner in the previous photo. This was a little bit more interesting to me. So single slot Neo Geo in a conversion cabinet. This cabinet looks a little bit weird. That's a Midway style coin door, sort of offset. I had to do a bit of investigation before I really figured out what this was, and I'll reveal that in a minute. Let me know if right now in a comment down below if you think you know what this cabinet was originally. But, you know, hey, a single slot Neo Geo, that's interesting enough. I don't have a Neo Geo. So Mark was like, hey, do you want this deal? And you know, the 2 things that really got me interested were, well, 3 things. 1, pretty close to me. I think this was less than an hour away from my house. 2, both of these games are working. Allegedly, I mean, you didn't see you know, working in these pictures, and the seller only wanted $75 each. So 2 working games for a total of $150. I'm there. So I reached out to the seller. We set up a date, and we need to go pick up some games. So why don't we head in the truck? We'll head out on the road and go pick up 2 working games for $75 each. Let's go! All right, I got him. Super nice guy selling them. Got them loaded up. They both work. And yeah, just get them strapped down for the ride home. We'll get them unloaded in the garage and take a closer look at what we got. Okay, here we are back at home in the garage. Both cabinets are safely off the truck. And yeah, that was I would say, a bit of an interesting pickup. Seller was a super nice guy. We were chatting for a while. He helped me get everything loaded. Apparently, I think these games actually belonged to his neighbor at one point. And then the guy was moving away and didn't want to take them with him. So the seller ended up with them. And now that his kids are grown and nobody's playing these games anymore, he wanted to get them out of his house. So yeah, and the games are in his finished basement. We plugged them in and both games are working. Both of these are working games. Both have had the grounding plugs cut off of the power plugs. So we'll be addressing that at some point, but not bad. 2 working games for 75 bucks each. And yeah, a couple of interesting surprises that we'll be going through here in a second. But, you know, the cabinets are in relatively decent shape overall. You know, with the pickup, it was a couple weeks ago, and there was 6 inches of snow on the ground. And it was bone-chilling cold for Virginia in the 20s. And, you know, getting them out of the house was a bit of an ordeal. So in the basement, but it was a finished basement, and the stairs inside the house were really kind of narrow, and they had a turn in them. And the seller and I, we were able to hand truck out the OutRun cabinet, the OutRun Mini. So that wasn't too bad. It was kind of a tight squeeze, but we were able to do it without bumping any of the walls or whatnot. But this cabinet here, way too big. So we ended up having to go out the walkout stairs into his backyard from the basement, which on a normal day wouldn't have been too bad, except there was 6 inches of snow on the ground. And we basically had to, on a hand truck, and I had my hand truck with the stair climbing small wheels, not the big fat air-filled tires, basically had to drag this thing around his backyard by the side of his house and over to the driveway through 6 inches of snow. So we were kind of like plowing by dragging the cabinet. But fortunately, because it was so cold, the snow didn't melt. So I was able to brush all of it off of this cabinet before loading it into the truck. But that was the first time I ever had to drag a cabinet through the snow. So very happy with this pickup overall. With the OutRun, this is an original Sega OutRun Mini, so the cabaret version of OutRun. Couple interesting things to point out. It's got the original marquee. And when we turned this on at the seller's house, someone had done the mod to light the marquee, so it's already got that done. Missing the bezel, that's okay. You'll notice that this control panel is a bit strange. So over on my other OutRun Mini, yes, and now I've got 2 Sega OutRun Minis. This is what the original control panel is supposed to look like. Mine's a bit damaged and cracked because this is, you know, relatively thin plastic that gets brittle over time, but that's what it's supposed to look like. And of course, the original side art. And this is what we have on the second OutRun Mini. So my guess is the original one was totally cracked up and destroyed, and somebody built this. You know, the fit and finish leaves a little bit to be desired, but I guess it's serviceable, right? It's got the shifter, but just like my other one, the shifter's all floppy. This is the original wheel. Somebody pried off the Ferrari logo, but it does say Sega right there, and kind of wrapped this. I don't know if this is like a baseball bat tape or you know, golf club sort of tape or whatever. Down below here, they've added a credit switch on the coin door, and that's I believe, the original brake pedal. But this is not the original gas pedal. This is, again, some kind of homemade thing they've sort of rigged up. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, this cabinet is in overall better condition than the other one that I have. The sides have been painted black, and they kind of made some homemade side art. So I think that's actually the OutRun 2 logo, but they cut off the 2 right here. And then this is like, you know, like a packing tape or a sheet of tape. They kind of just laminated it on, but I think this is just printed on a piece of paper. And down below here, I think this is a printed Turbo OutRun topper that, again, they've kind of taped onto the side. They've got a little OutRun thing printed out, very low res. It's all pixelated right there. And over on this side, let's see, another OutRun 2 sort of homemade sticker. You can see the original OutRun side art sort of poking through. If the light wants to catch it, you can see the outline of the original OutRun side art. So I think, what I'm probably going to do is between the two of these cabinets, and I also, Mike from Mike's Amateur Arcade Monitor Repair, he sent me a box of OutRun parts too, including a PCB set that he thinks is working. Between the two of these cabinets, I'm going to try to piece together one good one for my own collection. I think I might try to strip the black paint off of this and see what the sides look like. That'll help me avoid kind of rebuilding the toe that's really blown out and broken on the other one. I'll grab the pedal from that side. We'll piece together one good one. And then with the second cabinet, I don't know, maybe sell it as a project, maybe throw it in the back of the restoration queue and get to it someday. But at least we'll have one good OutRun Mini out of the two of these. And I think I mentioned that this doesn't have an OutRun PCB in it. I believe it has turbo OutRun, so maybe I'll have, I could switch between the two. I think the pinouts might be the same between OutRun and turbo OutRun, but yeah, that'll be interesting. And then here is the thing that I was actually really, really excited about. So have you been able to guess and figure out exactly what this cabinet was originally? Because this is not a dedicated Neo Geo. This was something else entirely. The cabinet shape is somewhat distinctive. The Midway style coin door sort of set off to the side should be a bit of a giveaway. And these sides, this isn't paint, I think this is some kind of vinyl. Like you can see the texture up close is super, super fine texture, and it's uniform all over. So yeah, I think this is a vinyl. And at some point I'm going to try to maybe use a little bit of heat and hopefully be able to peel the whole thing off and hopefully not damage the artwork that's underneath. It is poking out in just a couple of spots right there, if you can see green. This was, drum roll please, originally a Bally Sente SAC 1B cabinet. Okay, so really interesting story there. Bally Sente, or Sente, was a very interesting company. This was actually the second arcade video game company that Atari founder Nolan Bushnell was involved with. If you don't know that story, I'd recommend looking it up. Basically, after he sold Atari in the late 70s to Warner Brothers, he eventually left the company and had a non-compete, so there were a number of years where he couldn't do anything around manufacturing arcade machines. So that's when he did Chuck E. Cheese, Pizza Time Theater, or Showbiz Pizza, or whatever, and then eventually got into Sente, which is another word from the board game Go, just like Atari is from that game, the word Atari. And yeah, very, very interesting. It was very quickly after Nolan Bushnell got involved, acquired by Bally. So originally Sente, and then it became Bally Sente. That's why you see a Bally Midway style coin door right there. But Bally Sente, or Sente, was one of the earlier sort of multi-game systems, like the Play Choice, like the Nintendo Versus, like the Neo Geo. Sente games were designed to be very, very easy for operators to convert and change out the game. Basically, you would buy a Sente cabinet, and then you would get a kit that consisted of a marquee and a control panel insert. So this is a control panel, and they sort of hacked this up for the Neo Geo conversion. There's basically an insert that goes into the control panel box. It'll have game-specific artwork and controls. And then there's really just a cart that plugs into the PCB assembly, like a little cart with some, ROMs on them or whatever. And that's how you would very easily convert between different Sente games. So kind of like the Nintendo Versus system, and then more sophisticated later on with the Nintendo Play Choice 10 setup and the Neo Geo, and Sega had a similar thing. But yeah, this was originally a Bally Sente SAC 1B, which is technically, I think, the third Sente cabinet. The first was the SAC 1, which was the big kind of fiberglass, plastic-looking sort of shroud thing, and then they had the SAC 1A and the SAC 1B. So really excited about that. And I'm going to eventually convert this back to a Bally Sente setup. The game that I really want to put into this is called Chicken Shift. If you've never heard of that, you should look it up. It's a really, really addictive kind of puzzle game.
It's just got 2 buttons. I've played it at Jeff Kinder's house. He's got one. I've played it at Barcade in Jersey City. So yeah, this is eventually going to come back to being a Bally Sente with chicken shift. So, but for now, it's been converted to a Neo Geo. It's a 1-slot Neo Geo. On the marquee, we have the sort of little mini translite is inserted for Aero Fighters 2. And actually, not only is this a working Neo Geo setup, it came with 3 Neo Geo cartridges. So it's got Aero Fighters 2 and 2 more cartridges. We'll test all of them out in this episode. One thing I will say, though, to spoil it a little bit, I've already played through these games. I did. This is right now the beginning of February. I picked up these games early in January, and in the January monthly members-only live stream, which is one of the many awesome perks available exclusively to Overtime Arcade channel members, we played these games during that monthly members-only live stream in January. So we played a little bit of Turbo OutRun, and we played all 3 of these Neo Geo carts that I got. So that was really cool, really fun. It was kind of a surprise. I wasn't expecting to do it. But then I got these games and they worked, and I thought that would be a nice little surprise for Overtime Arcade channel members. If you're interested in learning more about what it means to become an Overtime Arcade channel member, click on that join button down below. You'll see what it's all about. Basically, you donate $1.99 a month to help support the channel, and in exchange you get access to some awesome perks like the aforementioned monthly members only live stream. We'll be doing our February 1 coming up relatively soon. You get early access to all new videos. So channel members, for example, got to watch the Leland quarterback kind of deconversion video. I think they got it on Friday instead of, ahead of the public release on Sunday a couple weeks ago. And you also get access to our private members only Discord, and we're rapidly approaching 50 channel members. So again, if you want to learn more about that, click on that join button down below. So let's take a closer look at what's going on with this cabinet. Again, been converted to a 1-slot Neo Geo. Obviously, there are different types of Neo Geo setups. There are 4 slots, there are 6 slots. I think there's 2 slots. I don't know if there's any others. And this is a 1-slot, which is okay. But basically, all you need to do to change the game is open up the cabinet. And it's like a video game system, like a Super Nintendo or a Genesis. You pull out one cartridge, you stick in the new cartridge. Maybe you change the artwork on the marquee, and you're done. It's a universal control panel, 8-way joystick, 4 action buttons per player, and then a left player and a right player start button. But yeah, so that's what's up with the Neo Geo cabinet. So let me get the tripod set up, and I'll show you some interesting features that the Sente cabinet has, and then we'll open up the OutRun Mini as well. Okay, first let me show you a little bit of what's going on the front of the cabinet down around the kick plate. The coin door, it is a relatively standard midway style coin door. It's got a bit of damage. Somebody looks like they've tried to break into it to steal the money. We are missing one of the coin slots, but I think it was loose inside of the cabinet. And obviously we've got some damage. Here it looks like maybe I don't know if this is glue or Bondo or putty or something. They tried to put something to cover it up, but we'll get all that fixed up the right way eventually. I do have the key, so let me unlock this and open it up. And we've got one coin mech. The coin counter here says 37,596, so a bit shy of $10,000. We'll ask Professor Pac-Man, as always, to do that math for us. All right, and here where the coin bucket should be, just got some of the stuff. This is the coin slot cover, I guess, that was broken off or missing. I think this is a cover for a credit switch. And yeah, this is a little, I don't know, vinyl covered piece of wood that they tried to cover up that hole in the front panel. And what do we got here? A little manual. Oh, this is a service manual for a Neo Geo MV1, so an early 1-slot Neo Geo. Looks like this thing has been photocopied. Just put that anywhere, Charlie. And also in here, we've got our other cartridges. So here's one right here. And again, we'll take a look at what's going on with these later, but it almost looks like a giant, almost like a VHS tape with 2 edge connectors in there, kind of like a console video game cartridge. And there's one more down here. Let me cover it up because the guy's address, or I think it's his neighbor's address. There's another cartridge in here too, so we'll take a look at that in just a bit. There's a little cage in here where the coin bucket would have sat. And here's something really kind of interesting. I'm going to bring you in here close to take a look. I did not expect to see this. Look at that. That is a Sega Gremlin utility panel. Okay, the volume pot has been removed, but it's got a service switch and a test switch. So I don't know if an operator just had this left over and used it to, you know, as the service, you know, test buttons for the Neo Geo setup. Maybe the Neo Geo assumed that you had one that you could reuse from the converted cabinet. And yeah, operators are going to do what operators are going to do. So another thing that we can do here is this whole front door opens up. So just like you would normally have, if I can find these latches, just like you would normally reach in and unlatch the control panel to open that up, which you can do also on this cabinet, there's also a couple latches here. And if you notice, there's a hinge on this side, and the whole thing will open up like that, all right? So check that out. The whole thing will open up. Oh, and I guess this sticker was originally on the front of the cabinet. All right, that's interesting. So for the Neo Geo. So hopefully that'll stay open. Okay, and if we come in here to take a look, we'll see what's going on. We've got a transformer assembly or power supply assembly in the bottom of the cabinet with an isolation transformer and some fuses and a green switching power supply, which is interesting. I'm guessing this is not original to Bally Sente. I'm not entirely sure. I've been learning a lot from Charles Klein, one of our Overtime Arcade channel members and a huge Bally Sente collector. I think he has basically every game ever made and quite a few cabinets. So over here we have the MV1 Neo Geo 1 slot with our Aero Fighters cartridge plugged in. So basically you pull that cartridge up, it comes out, plug a new one in, and you've changed your game. So originally how this would have worked is, I think they call it a sled. There's, you know, similar kind of setup to a Neo Geo. There's a main PCB, and you have, you know, little carts, like little, you know, daughter cards that sort of slide in, they click in into a, there's an edge connector on that card, and it clicks into a slot, and that's how you know, change the game on a Bally Sente. But they have these interchangeable control panel inserts. I even see back there that there is that's like a ground wire that's not connected. There's also some interesting things back here. You can see those flashes of green on those in the corners. Looks like Bally must have chopped up an earlier Sente cabinet to, maybe it was damaged in manufacturing, and they reused part of that wood to make this one. So gonna do what it's gonna do. Oh, we have a little operator label in here if we'll come over. Leading Edge Amusements, area code 717. I'm not entirely sure what that is. I'll ask Professor Pac-Man to look that up for us. But yeah, so let me show you how the control panel insert works. We'll get you mounted, we'll get the camera mounted back onto the tripod here. We'll come over. And again, like normal, there are little brackets, little latches that we can undo from the underneath side. There's one on the right and one on the left. And now this control panel will just open up like so. What are we getting hung up on? Oh, just the power cord. Okay, here we go. So look at that. All the buttons and wiring for the Neo Geo setup. And look at that. What they did, what this operator did in the conversion is they took the insert from a Bally Sente game that had been installed in this cabinet and just flipped it around and then drilled new holes for the Neo Geo controls and threw some plexi over the top. I don't know if you can tell, look very closely at some of this, the wording, this is a 4-player simultaneous Bally Sente game. Let me see, I don't want to give it away. I've played this game before. This is not what I'm going to be converting the cabinet back to. But if you can tell what game this was based on some glimpses of the control panel, leave a comment down below. And yeah, okay, so let's get this cabinet turned around a little bit. take a look at what's going on the back side. So when I got this, there was no key for the back door. So I wanted to open it up because originally, you know, whoa, I'm getting caught up on the power cord here. So it was working, you know, in the seller's house, the colors were a little bit wonky. And when we were playing it on the members only live stream last month, I forget which color it was, the red maybe kept cutting out. So I took off the back door and just reseated the neck board, and that brought all the colors back, which is great. But in order to, because there was no key for the back door, so in order to take the back door off, I actually took the bezel off of the front of the cabinet. I was able to reach past the monitor and, you know, essentially unscrew the lock from the inside. So, and for now, temporarily, I got some painter's tape just holding the back door on. Otherwise, it'll fall right off. So, let's get all this tape off. I guess I used way too much because just that little strip was holding it in place. And there we go. Caught it. And let's see. The reason I've got this yellow jumper wire in there is because there is a strap here for the DAG wire that wasn't connected, and I don't know exactly where it should go. I don't see a matching wire to plug into it, and I didn't want to run the monitor without the DAG grounded. I think it's supposed to go to the neck board here, maybe, but this looks like it's sort of been rigged up, you know, hacked together. So whatever. And you know, when I was looking at, I think there's a ground wire that's been disconnected. So we'll have to make sure all that's good to go when we eventually restore this thing. There's a little tag here that says OK, and this is actually, like it says right here, a 19K 4901 Wells Gardner. So Wells Gardner 4900. So I love these monitors. These are great monitors. I like working on them. Yeah, looks actually really, really, really clean. Almost no dust. So yeah, that is awesome. Not much else to show on the back of the cabinet. The bottom panel does not open up. So really, it's only just this upper panel up here is the only thing that comes off of the back of the cabinet. Like there's like this bottom part has some vents, but it doesn't come off. Very, very standard, you know, Bally Midway style handles on the back, and there are wheels on the bottom. Whoa, there are wheels on the bottom of the cabinet, so you can lean it back and slide it around on wheels. Although I have it up on a dolly right now, like I do for most of my games. But yeah, working 4900, which I'm assuming is the original because I think this came out in 84. This cabinet was made in 84. So yeah, probably a 4900 makes sense. The K7000 I don't believe had been released yet. So yeah, everything looks relatively good. So we'll save the gameplay for the end, but why don't we take a look at what's going on with the OutRun. So you've seen the inside of an OutRun before from my pickup video of my other OutRun cabinet. So, but yeah, this one I don't have on a dolly just because this has like wooden skids on the bottom of the cabinet, and the ones on this one are a little bit twisted and messed up. I'll have to end up replacing them. And the way it is right now, it won't balance on the dolly. So I've just got it kind of like that. So we'll just twist it around here. Oh, I saw the Sega original seal. It says original OutRun number 21920, and then on the back of the cabinet here, serial number is 217414. So I guess they had a serial number for the cabinet and a different serial number for the license. I don't know. Sega's going to do what Sega's going to do. So I haven't opened up this cabinet yet. So I'm a little bit interested to see what we find out going on here. Like I said, I think this is running a Turbo OutRun PCB, which is a sequel to OutRun, not to be confused with OutRun 2 or OutRunners or those other sequels. So we'll get the power cord out of the way, and unscrew, whoa, unscrew the cabinet. Man, the screw's in there tight. There we go. All right, and that's it. It's just that one screw holding it closed. And this door wants to swing closed as well. So let me try to prop things open a little bit and we'll see what's going on. So looking at the PCB mounted on the inside of the back door, it's got a handwritten sticker. It says OutRun not known working, but I saw it working, so that's fine. And I guess this is an OutRun that was maybe converted to a turbo OutRun, because this looks like an original OutRun board. It says OutRun here. It's got a Atlas distributor sticker right there that says warranty expires in 1996. So I guess maybe it was a ROM swap to convert OutRun to turbo OutRun. That's kind of interesting. So I actually used the tripod to prop the door open. So let's take a look here. Again, we have a grounding strap that's been disconnected, which I don't like. This monitor is a Wells Gardner. It looks like a 19K7901. So a later K7000. We see this white wire running down. I'm assuming this is the wire for the mod where they added a backlight for the marquee. Actually, I remember now. This is not a grounding strap. Sega used this green wire. It should connect right here, really to just keep the back door from swinging wildly open. So, but yeah, this chassis is filthy. I don't know if you can tell. It's really, really grimy. So we'll have to clean that before working on it, if we need to work on it. Looking at the inside of the cabinet, it's also kind of dirty back here, but everything's there. I don't see any broken bits of gear or anything like that. So that's really not bad at all. So yeah, this if I can successfully get the black paint off the sides, this might be the cabinet that I keep. Yeah, why don't I get the tripod set up and we'll do a little bit of gameplay. We'll start with the Turbo OutRun, and then we will check out the 3 different cartridges that I have for the Neo Geo. Okay, Turbo OutRun. You know, it's actually been quite a few days since the last time I was filming this episode. I've been working on lots of other stuff like the Moon Patrol cocktail and Q*bert and Jungle King. So yeah, but excited to get back into this here. And speaking of which, I was just painting a control panel, so apologies if I've got paint on my fingers or something like that. But let's go ahead and get this started. I've got the cabinet plugged in. I'm going to reach down to the side over here and fire it up. I think this is a replacement power switch. All right, the game is coming on. I can hear the fan come on. Look at that. All right. It's got some attract mode music. Let me turn off the house lights so you'll be able to see this a bit better. All right, how's that picture looking? Pretty good. Okay. Oh, that fan sounds terrible. That fan is super loud, but we'll be all right. And if we pan up here, we can see that the marquee does indeed have that backlight mod, making it look much nicer than it normally did. So there is a credit switch right on the screen, or on the cabinet here. So let's go ahead and coin up. There we go. And I guess it started on its own. So we want automatic. Whoops. Something's not going on. Let me power cycle this thing. Maybe I think we've got some issues with the control input. Maybe I coined it up too many times that was causing problems. So let me do it just once. We'll hit start. Start button is not working. We credit it up again. Does that seem to do something? Push start button. All right, now we've got it on automatic transmission. There we go. Okay, I think that's gonna work now. Got my foot on the jerry-rigged gas pedal, and off we go with Turbo OutRun. All right. The music is really low, but I can hear it. And I can hear the sound effects. So, sorry if you can't hear it, I apologize. A lot of tire squealing. And the music for Turbo OutRun is nowhere near as iconic as the original. And the reason I had to put it on automatic transmission is just because my shifter, oh, there we go. Oh, we didn't explode. Okay, here we go. Let's take the foot off the gas to reset. The shifter knob is busted, right? It just flops all around up and down. So even though I think I could still, already in DC, I could still manipulate the shifter knob and get it to actuate the switch. I don't want to deal with that. So, normally I would go with a manual transmission. Oh, lost everybody. But for now, until we get things working, we'll go with the automatic. And we're in the cornfields of DC, I guess, or in the outskirts heading towards the city. I guess that's a city in the distance. Look at all the stuff on the road. I mean, DC roads are terrible, let me tell you. I live about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic, outside of DC. And I don't like going into the city. Oh no! Let's play a little bit more. Yeah, okay. We'll do a little bit more here. Turbo available. What's the turbo button? Oh, press the start button for turbo. There we go. I guess that makes sense. There we go, okay. Something's not right with the either the credit switch or the power switch, because I think turbo is being automatically engaged right there. So we'll have to get all that sorted out. It's probably a wiring issue. This monitor looks pretty darn good though. For a $75 pickup, I haven't cleaned it. I haven't done anything to this monitor at all. So not bad. Not bad in the least. Ooh, avoided hitting the tree. See if we can get to where we need to be. I hit the turbo. There, we did hit the checkpoint. All right, now we're in Pittsburgh. It doesn't quite snow that much normally. And those look like a bit taller mountains than the Alleghenies. Oh, oh man. Crashed again. Turbo available. I don't know if I want to do that through this chicane. I guess I have to adjust the focus a little bit. Oh no, maybe that's the snow kind of messing it up. Yeah, that was not a good time to use turbo. I don't think I'm going to make it to the next checkpoint. All right. Yeah. Hit it. Oh, spun out in the snow. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it. Nope. Oh, I guess it did, because I put too many credits on and it was, it automatically hit continue. So let's keep playing, right? Why not? I know this is really thrilling. You can't even hear the sound. Like I said, the music's not that great. So, what I'll end up doing is, I'll turn this back into, I don't know, is it a ROM swap to turn it back into OutRun? I know Dell's done a bunch of videos where he's gone into a lot of the technical stuff. That's just a spin out on what to do. I know he's done a turbo, or he's done an OutRun before. And of course, I got my first OutRun Mini cabinet from Dell. So I think what I want to end up with this project is a nice working OutRun Mini cabaret. And then I'll probably hold on to this Turbo OutRun PCB just if I ever get bored with the original OutRun and want to try something different. I can always have that. So now we're in Indianapolis. Oh, we're in Dillweed territory here. Shout out to Taylor. So And then I'll offload the extra cabinet with a non-working monitor and non-working PCB and whatever. But I'm sure somebody might want to tackle a project like that, and it won't be expensive. Let me tell you, I'll be getting rid of that for pretty cheap. So, this beautiful sunset outside of Indianapolis. Yeah, I'm not a great player here. And there we go. So I think that will stop on its own if I don't touch anything. And we'll get back to the title screen at some point. But nope, it didn't. It's hitting continue by itself. So let me just power cycle it one more time. And yeah, that's Turbo OutRun. We'll turn the lights back on. And yeah. I don't know, what do you think? Is this good? It says Outrunners, best Outrunners. This is still Turbo OutRun. Yeah, Turbo OutRun, there we go. Copyright Sega 1989. All right, cool. So that's enough of Turbo OutRun. Let me shut this down. I'll get the Neo Geo set up, and we'll check out the 3 carts that I've got for that Neo Geo 1 slot. And next up is the 1 slot Neo Geo in the Bally Sente SAC 1B cabinet. So yeah, I'm a little bit excited about this. We got 3 different cartridges to try out. We're going to start with the one that's already installed, which is Aero Fighters 2, which just so happens to be the marquee that's installed on the cabinet. So I am plugging it in, and I will reach back at the top left corner of the cabinet to fire it up. And let's see what we get on the screen. Ooh, I hear the startup sound. All right, Neo Geo Max 330 Mega. All right, Aero Fighters 2. Good stuff. Let me turn off the house lights again. And I think, did I mention it already? I did a complete playthrough of Aero Fighters 2 on a monthly members only live stream last month. Is this on free play? Yes, it is on free play. All right, here's how to play. Move your ship left and right with the joystick. Main shot is the A button. B is our special weapon, and C and D are not used. All right, who should we play as? F-117, somebody was talking about that recently. I think I'll go ahead and do that. I think I played through the game as the A-10 Warthog. We'll do the F-117 stealth fighter as a robot. Look at that, a head and a tank. All right, we get a bunch of whatever story lore here. I think it was Charles Klein on the Overtime Arcade private members only Discord was saying that the stealth fighter was his favorite plane of all time. I am a little bit partial to the Warthog myself, and the P-51 Mustang from World War II. So in this game, there's ground and air-based enemies. At some points, it turns into a little bit of a bullet shooter, bullet heck shooter. I know, I don't like cussing on camera, even the gentle stuff. And I think we start in Tokyo. We end up going to different cities, and you saw I just picked up some yen for points, and they have these P power-ups that make our weapon more powerful. And I'm holding on to my bombs for a little bit later. Whoa. All right. And does this say, I think this is a mid-boss right here. Or maybe this is a whole boss. Dropped a bomb on him right there. Another bomb on him right there. That special weapon, I guess it's not technically a bomb. Maybe it's a satellite airstrike. Here we go. Make short work of that boss, whatever it was. I'm not going to do a whole playthrough. Maybe I'll just do 2 levels. Monitor looks okay. Maybe I need to adjust the black level a little bit. And maybe it's a little green. The monitor might be a little green. Now we're shooting down an AWACS for some reason. All right. These look like French fighters that we're shooting. I think this is supposed to be DC, right? Is that the Washington Monument? Looks tiny down there. Another AWACS. And another AWACS. Is that AWACS? No, AWACS is, has that satellite dish, but is not a propeller aircraft. This is good. Is this? Let me see. We'll find out by the currency that we pick up as a points bonus. Oh, this is France. Okay, yeah. So the okay, so the French-style fighter jets. What are those called? I don't know. Those look like Soviet helicopters. All right, we'll just finish this level and then I don't know what difficulty it's set at. And yeah, you can just sort of credit feed this game, and that's kind of what I did to finish it on the live stream. But the final level, you don't sort of checkpoint. You kind of go back to the beginning when you die, which is not great. So here's our boss coming up. We'll get another. There we go. Now we have at least one power up, or our weapons powered up. Oh, and there we go. And died. All right, here's our Concorde. I guess there's two Concordes that we're fighting. Oh, I was not paying attention there. All right. Ooh. Yeah, why not? We'll do that just to finish this boss off. There we go. It's not dead yet? There we go. That took it out. All right. So that was Aero Fighters 2. And now where are we moving to? Middle of the Atlantic Ocean? Yeah, looks like it. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to power off the game. I'm going to turn the house lights back on, and we'll check our second Neo Geo cartridge here. So, to give you a quick look at what we do here to change the games. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. So, coin door opens, and let me actually unlatch the whole thing. That'll make it a lot easier for you to see what I'm doing. Sorry if my head's in the way. All right. Because like I was saying, this whole front kick panel opens up. There we go. All right. So now down here we have our one slot Neo Geo. And come around the back here without bumping anything. And basically just like a Super Nintendo or something, this cartridge just pulls out. Here we go. And there's our Aero Fighters 2 Neo Geo MVS cartridge. So no real artwork or anything, but look, it's got like two edge connectors instead of just one like a normal console video game. So drum roll please. Our next game is Street Slam, or is it? We'll find out in just a second here. All right, so let's put this cartridge into the slot. And kind of like a Nintendo, sometimes you have to maybe reseat it once or twice to get it really fired up. So we'll come back here, get back looking at the screen again. Okay, that's pretty good. 3, 2, 1. And hopefully we see the, there we go, I hear the jingle. And it doesn't look corrupted, so that usually means it's booted, right? Here we go, Data East. And there we go, it's a basketball game. Oh, I see some graphical glitches, look at that. And it's called Street Hoop, not Street Heat. Let me turn this off, and we will reseat the cartridge. Again, just like a Sega Genesis or a Super Nintendo, sometimes, we're not going to blow in it. That's an old, we definitely did that back in the 80s, but you don't want to get moisture in here. Just reseating it should be all we need. And sometimes you got to do it a couple times. What can I say? All right, we'll see what that looks like. All right, Neo Geo is booting. Pro Gear Spec. All right, that looks good. And that looks good. Okay. So get you back in here. And we'll play just a little bit of Street Hoop, not Street Slam. Maybe that was too close to, I guess this came out before NBA Jam? I honestly don't remember. Is there a date here somewhere? I don't know. Maybe there was some sort of concern there. But turn the lights off. We'll play a little bit of Street Hoop, which is what it says on the screen, so that's what I'm going to call it. All right, how to play. Moves the joystick to move your player. B button passes. All right. A button shoots. B to pass, A to shoot. Okay. Hold it down to dunk. Gotcha. On defense, A blocks, so that is like the opposite of shooting, and B steals. Okay, I think that's good. And we will be good old USA, of course, playing against Spain. I don't know, does Spain have a good basketball team? All right. Ooh. Did that not go in? Steal. Kiss the rim, it says. All right. And I think there's something here, this super shot meter down there. It's kind of like turnover. All right. Sort of like it's sort of like being on fire, like an NBA Jam. All right. This is not working out well for Team Spain. Oh no. But I guess I don't lose my super shot. I'm not entirely sure. Oh no, they stole from me. Wow, I was talking too much trash against Spain here. Okay, let's see. Wow, okay. All right, all right. Wow, I'm losing. I talked way too much trash. Let's shoot a three. No. Okay, end of first half. We can't leave it like that. We can't leave it like that. I think we have to credit up to do that. There we go. Okay. Second half. Oh, that was a whole half. Okay, it's like it's like college basketball rules. Yeah! All right, now we're tied back up. And our super shot resets at halftime, so that's good to know. There's no turbo. Okay, all right. Guys, this is not looking good. Let's try a three from the outside. No, this is not my... Blocked! Denied! Big guy's coming in. Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay, okay. I'm still in it. He's talking trash, okay. All right, all right, all right. I need to stop them on defense. I need to get a stop. Wow. Wow, okay. Not good, guys, down by 4. Okay, 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 okay. Still alive, still got a chance. Oh, put back, all right, I need a 3. Need a 3 to tie it up. Just pull up, oh, that's too deep. Oh my goodness. All right, not good. All right, let's forget that even happened. All right, somehow a '90s Team America lost in a basketball game to Spain. Spain is supposed to be good now, right? Spain is good now, I think, but I don't know if they were really a contender back in the '90s. So need a little bit more practice at a street hoop or street slam, whatever you want to call it. I think most people do call it street hoop. So there we go. Even though it says street slam, on the side there. It says 1994. So yeah, this would have been after NBA Jam. So maybe they changed that name just to avoid any confusion with the NBA Jam name. So the last game is in this box that I'm going to open up, and I believe, and I'm going to cover up the shipping labels because I think it was the neighbor of the seller. But I guess this is the original box that Aero Fighters came in, serial number 01521. So, and this is a 94 game also. So I don't know, is that valuable, the shipping box that it came in? There are some goodies in here that I'll show you. So here is the Street Slam little mini marquee. If we look up at the main marquee for the cabinet, you see there's a little slot here for the marquee to slide in, so we can put this in. Obviously in a 2 or 4 or 6 slot Neo Geo, there's a slot for each of these that light up as you change the game, but we don't have the ability to change games here, while it's on, because, in that sort of, multi Neo Geo, you have a button to change the game. So there's our Street Slam mini marquee. We have a little control sheet for Aero Fighters 2. I don't know, is this just like a flyer, basically? I'm not entirely sure. Here's another little single-sided flyer for Aero Fighters. 2-player simultaneous mid-game participation. Okay, there's nothing on the back. And a soft dip setting sheet here, again, for Aero Fighters 2. And on the back, it has some setup info. But the last game we have looks a little bit different here. It's got a see-through case. I don't think this is a boot. It says SNK right here. Neo Geo MVS Prague top, or this is the top board. Okay, it's a little bit yellowed. I don't know if it was clear, perfectly clear originally. There's the other board, and there's the edge connector. And yeah, this is Super Sidekicks 2, also a 1994 game. So I guess this is soccer. So let me plug this cart in. We'll try this out. All right, it's in there, firing it up. Come in here, hopefully it boots correctly on the first try. You never know. Okay. No, I don't think it's right. Is it? It's like really pixelated. Yeah, I don't think that's right. Let me let me do this again. Let me pull it out, put it back in, reseat the cartridge. See if that helps. All right, I know it works. I mean, not really much suspense since I played this, on the live stream. Yeah, I think the SNK logo is supposed to kind of tell us. There we go. That's much better already. Yeah, soccer. Soccer is the most popular sport on the planet. I acknowledge that. Soccer is definitely not my own favorite sport, but we'll play a little bit right here. So, Super Sidekicks 2, the World Championship. Okay, A is shoot or low pass, B is high pass, and C is short kick, so that's like a dribble. And then on defense, sliding, tackle, and shift players. Okay, so we can shift players in this. Let's go with Europe A or B. Let's go Europe A, and we'll play, I don't want to be the US because the US probably is terrible. We'll go with England, jolly old England. Put my name in. Okay, full team power up. Sure, well, I can like focus on what I want to do. All right, so regional qualifying round final. I guess there's maybe there's a little too much green on this monitor. Okay. So Turkey, we're playing against Turkey. They are kicking off. All right. There we go, I got the ball. Ugh, tripped me. Pass to the center. Oh, he lost it. It's not a, there's no commentary. Isn't that kind of weird by here? There we go. Man. Okay. By 1994, a lot of sports games had commentary, right? Oh, no. Oh, okay. I popped it up. Did I get it? It went in! The goalie bobbled it. Goal! There we go. Look at that. 1-0 England. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. You can nail these guys. Okay. All right. And that was not what I meant to do. All right. Oh, I got it. Passing it up. Oh, lost it. Oh, that's... Nope. Yeah, there's no commentary, which I find a little bit strange. Even in 1994, you know, there we go, okay. All right, can I do this? Oh, no, I thought that was that was off the post. Yeah, there should be commentary by 94, right? All right, that's not what I wanted to do. All right. Oh, jeez. All right. Yeah, so it makes the game like so silent that there's barely any cheering. It says throw in. There are some like, you know, speech effects, but not like a, oh, this person, you know, passes to this person who passes to this person. Oh, what was that? Was that the game? I won! Okay! I wasn't even paying attention. There's no halftime. The other team didn't even take a shot. Okay. Well, England is advancing. Is it going to go right into gameplay? I'm not going to bother doing that. This this video is definitely already long enough, but I hope you enjoyed a little pickup action with this Neo Geo one-slot conversion kit that was put into what was originally, of course, a Balisente SAC 1B. You know, I got a little bit of cabinet work to do here. Obviously, I'm going to try to remove this vinyl or whatever it is on the side to hopefully uncover the original side art. I have been picking at it a little bit, and I think it's kind of peeling it up. Yeah, we'll get that sorted out. So, and like I said, I really want to turn this back into a Balisente and kind of make it a chicken shift primarily, but maybe I'll dabble with some other Balisente games. But great having a one-slot Neo Geo to play with in the meantime. Maybe I'll pick up some additional Neo Geo cartridges. You know, not a huge fan of the fighters, but I think Metal Slug's pretty okay. So, you know, and shooters are all right. So maybe we'll check some other games out. Maybe I'll get a multi-cart for the Neo Geo, but really cool. First time owning a Neo Geo and first time owning a Balisente cabinet, which is exciting. And back here, of course, is a game that I have owned before, and I do own another one of, a Sega OutRun Mini Cabaret converted to Turbo OutRun. This definitely has some issues and needs to be worked on. And of course, here is my other Sega OutRun Mini that has not been converted. So like I said, between the two of these, I'm going to try to get one really, really nice one and then sell off the additional complete but, you know, entirely non-working project. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If this is your first time at the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing so you don't miss a video. I release new videos like this basically every Sunday, and sometimes I'll throw something else like a short or a live stream or something else going on. Let's see. If you like this video, please hit that like button. That really, really helps out with the algorithm and getting YouTube to recommend this video to viewers like you. So knowing that people like you like this video, it'll recommend this video to other people who have similar viewing habits. So please do that if you're able to. Hit that like button. It takes a fraction of a second. If you remember playing Neo Geo or Turbo OutRun or any of the Balisente games, leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite was. If you really, really like the channel and like what we're doing here, maybe buy some merch. I got a store down below with some cool swag and whatever. And you can always click on that join button down below to learn more about what it means to become an Overtime Arcade channel member. You get access to some really awesome perks, like a monthly members only live stream that we just did for February. You get early access to all new videos. Typically, my videos are released to the public on Sundays, but channel members get to watch them on Saturdays, sometimes earlier. And you also get access to our private members only Discord, where a lot of us now, over 50, hanging out, talking about what we're working on, what we're playing. I share behind the scenes, things of what's going on. Like over here, I got some classic Tato linear power supplies. Terrible. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching Overtime Arcade. I'm Charlie, and I'll see you next time.
Overtime!